Oh, you're going to record it?
Yes. Alright, let's try that one more time. Welcome, everyone, to our August 18th Tokotas podcast / live stream, because we don't know which one's actually appropriate for what we are doing. So we're using both.
Livecast.
Livecast. Yeah.
Yes, we're talking, you're listening. There you go.
Exactly. With us today, we have, going around the circle, this voice that you're hearing is Jill. And then I'm not going to go to you next. I see you eating. Then, of course, we have Kex.
Hi.
And we have Paws.
Hello.
With us as well today. And don't take another bite. You're the last person. And done.
Hi, guys.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I'm going to put this away now, I swear.
Seriously,
We've been working on stuff all day.
I know, but you saw me going around the circle, and you saw me even say to you, yeah,
Not all that Mexican food.
I'll go to someone else next because I see you chewing on there, right? And then literally I turn to you, you've got it halfway to your mouth again. I'm like, come on.
I'm hungry. I spent all day with those PSDs. Leave me alone.
I know. As many of you know, we have a whole new content drop. We've had 2 of them, in fact, this week. Because at the start of summer, we kicked off a couple projects. One of them finally came to fruition today. And then others, we started late July, start of August. Because when August came around, I went, we haven't had in a while some new content.
Mm-hmm.
And I started a content drive, and then our players went, hey, you guys haven't had any content in a while, and I was like, I totally agree. That's why we were working on it. It still took us another, week and a half to get it out there.
Looks like we can grab a Kara.
Oh, yeah, let's grab a Kara. That's another manager, too.
Still the only one with sense.
Only one with sense? What? Are you saying that we don't have sense?
A little bit.
Why don't we have sense?
I don't know.
Right. Okay, so we may be adding a Kara into the mix. She is the other bank manager. Probably the more reliable bank manager. Alright. So we dropped those new lines today. And I know a lot of people were like, so what's going on with those lines? Because I want to say 2.5 years ago at this point. 2.5 years ago, the previous owner of the game, it's not like we can't say her name, it's Morgan. Everybody who was in the game knew who it was. Morgan had an idea, and like many of her ideas, she had it. She said, we're doing it, and she disappeared. So she said, hey, we're going to completely rehaul the lines. And I'm sure a lot of people, I was very new to the group at the time, but I do recall the holy war that happened in that moment in time, where some people loved it, some people hated it, and it was very polarized in the group. I think that's fair to say for those people who've been around a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So we made the choice. I don't know. Hiramana. We'll see. It might be your internet then. So, we made the choice a year and a half ago when the group took over itself that the new line art, as in completely new, redone imports, was dead. It wasn't happening. I know, players were feeling it for that year that it went back and forth in the group, and it was just a very polarized issue. And the new line art, technically, was gorgeous. Mm-hmm. It was. The girl who did it for us, she did gorgeous lines. You cannot fault her art. Her art was very pretty, but people were very used to Tokotas, so it was a bit of a mess. And that's just how that was. And there's not much we can do about what happened 2.5 years ago. It was none of our ideas, and as soon as the group was owned by the group and no longer by Morgan, we decided to toss that idea out the window. It wasn't good. It just made people unhappy in both sides. So it was gone. And about a year and a half ago, we were like, okay, it's dead, but what do we do? Our lines are still kind of janky. So we spent a good half of a year looking for an artist who had the time to do this. Because you guys have seen how many imports we have, how many physical traits we have, how many mains on all of those builds. And then we added Tokotas into the mix recently too, or no, I guess that's over a year ago at this point. So we had all of this going on. There was definitely some turmoil from the turnover. And eventually, in December, January, we found Fantasy to Art, who does gorgeous line edits if you've ever seen her stuff. And she agreed to redo our lines and do all the cleanup that you'll see on there now. She cleaned up a bunch of lines, she fixed layering issues, she put those eyes on there, she did the flesh, and she did it all in a nice little layered file. So it took her to do the original draft of these. It did take between January and I want to say it was May was when she dropped her first truly finished draft at us. Mm-hmm. And then since May, the project had to change hands a few times just due to managers who were in charge but not having time. It happens. That point of the year can be especially busy for a lot of us. You know, some people are graduating. Half the team is always graduating from something, high school or college. You never know. So that happened, and then finally, I want to say mid-July, the project hit its final drafts, and we had to go back and forth a few more times. Like, understand that these went through months of work, of so many sets of eyes on them, different waves of people coming in, final says on this, making sure that everything was up DC standards, everything was still clean, and it still felt and looked like the Tokotas we know and love. And today, we finally brought this project to fruition, and it's wonderful. So it went out today. You've seen our new content. Let me see. Oh my gosh, how do we even talk about? So Fantasy was involved. Okapi, Marcy, Cray was huge in it.
Lyra helped.
I think Lyra was in there for a little bit too. I want to say 2 more DC people.
Maj might have been in
there, and there's someone else whose name I'm forgetting, and I feel bad about it.
Stormbugs?
Might have been Stormbugs. Yeah, I think all of them were involved. I know Paws and Bark were in there a little bit. I came in towards the end to get us over that goal line, as I tend to do is my job. Sorry. Got it over the goal line, and then it went out today, and and Dunn sat and renamed all the files to make sure everything was correct and did all of the uploading. And then I know a couple like Ezzy Newts and Furions found those last couple little things all before it went out. So if you see issues with them, please let us know. We'll go ahead and get them corrected. We tried really hard for it to still feel like the Tokotas you know and love, but to be nice, new, clean. It's a quality of life update that's been a long time coming, on the heels of us officially saying the new import lines are dead. It's not happening. The war is over. Okay? I'm so glad you think they're beautiful. I thought so too.
I am so excited because now I can just go try trait combos without searching Totem Spirit for those trait combos.
Yes, that is wonderful too. Now we can just try the trait combos and get a glance at what they look like. Okay, so that was new imports. I do know that we may not be getting Paws forever today, so I am going to hand this. Where do we view the new stuff? You can view it in the news, which someone I'm sure will grab a link and dump it to you, or you can find it on our front page. It's all linked there. You're looking for version 3? Yes, thank you. You are looking for version 3. Those are the ones that are the brand new lines. Okay? And as I was saying, I know that Paws is not going to be here for that long, so I want to give her a moment to talk briefly about a new thing that she has been working on for a year.
At least a year at this point.
At least a year. And I'm super excited about it. I hope all of you end up super excited about it. Because she is technically our event manager. Oh, there was no link in the news? It's on the front page. I thought the link was in the news. Well, I'm going to go add a link to the news as soon as we're done here. It may have broken. Worst case, it's on the front page. You just click the links at the right-hand top section. It's got all the import links, and they're in the folders, so you can see the nice new version 3s. So, Paws, do you want to take it away and tell us a tiny bit about what you've been working on for the last year?
Sure. So you guys will probably remember, for anyone who's been in Tokotas for a few years now, we had the big summer event a couple of years ago. And it's been a few years since we've had a really fun big event in the group. So I can't say much because it's still kind of in the works right now, but we have something really big coming up. We hope it's going to be a lot of fun for you guys and that you're going to love it. And it has something possibly to do with a lot of the spirits that we've seen popping up in the chat and in our merch store and everywhere around Tokotas. So keep your eyes out for that. It should be coming out in the next few months, hopefully. Oh, and there's a little sneak peek there on the screen. Who is that?
I'm gonna hide it again because, you know.
The sneakiest of peaks.
The sneakiest of peaks. Ha ha ha. I hope you were looking because otherwise you've missed it. It's gone now. Yes, there is a new event coming that should rival the size of the summer event. We learned a lot from that summer event. Actually, that summer event is when I first picked up reins as a higher tier admin because of the fallout of all of that and needing someone to come in. Explain what happened to the players, because God knows we were all confused on the admin side too. What happened in this? So, it should rival the size of that. Oh, who's winning the next plushie vote so far? That's a great question.
I can check that real quick, just a second.
Yeah, go check it. So, this new one is coming. You should see something from all of the new deities. We've gotten some very pretty art as well. I'm not going to teaser that because I don't want to give anything away.
I teased those items way back in the Mount IPAC live stream, so I hope you were there.
Yeah, I hope you were there because that was a hint of things to come. We've got some gorgeous new art coming up, and if that art is as popular as I think it'll be, then don't be shocked to see it as stickers sometime soon too. Did you find it, Paws?
Okay, so to answer your question, Sikanurk is definitely going to be in the event, and she's also winning the vote for the plushie currently by a landslide. Sorry to all of our other spirits, but I guess she's just the cutest. Everybody wants her to be the next plushie.
Okay, I am sure that Vanessa over at our plushie company will be thrilled to see that one next.
Gonna hate us.
I gave her a look at all of our imports, and she was on the phone with me as she got the email, and she was like, these are eclectic. And I was like, I know. Can you make them work? And she goes,
we are aware.
She goes, I think we'll be able to get this to work. So, you know, if we hit our magic number of plushie sales, buy a plushie. Let me just be like so upfront about it. I'm not even trying to like slyly advertise shit at you. Buy a plushie.
I would like my closet back, please.
Yes.
Poor Dun.
Yeah, Dun's been out of closet since May. So, about 150. We need to sell about 150 more. And if everybody who says in March that they were gonna buy a plushie buys a plushie, we will succeed. So, here we go.
There's a coupon code right now for free digital goods. If you buy one, it's the best deal on IPAC we've had so far. So go and buy one now.
Mm-hmm. It'll cover some of your shipping costs by giving you $20 worth of free digital goods.
Partially my idea.
Mm-hmm. The coupon ends at the same time the sale ends, so the 31st of August. So there's our little teaser about the event that's coming. There's our blatant advertising because, you know, we're not going to try and be sly. You all know what we want. Buy a plushie.
We want you to buy them now.
Buy another plushie. I can talk Dun into giving up her closet again. for another plushie.
Oh. Well, if it's Cycranarch, I will do that.
I have more room for some more over here, too.
Oh, that's true. And this time in advance, we will be prepared for Canada and EU shipping, and do our extended
Now that we
ship.
know.
Yep. You said you don't need to download those physical traits. Go look in the folders. They're already there. So, and yes, shipping was a fun experience for all of us.
Ooh, yeah.
We learned. We've done the best we can. We will see what we do next time. If we move to so here's the thing, guys. We could move to a full fulfillment. You could move to a full fulfillment company, and we could let our print on demand also do warehouse costs for us, which means that a large portion of our plushies would automatically be in the EU to cut down on EU shipping drastically. Canada would get their like super awesome shipping rate, so it would be cheaper than usual, probably the same for Mexico, and some places in the Middle East and Asia as well. Like, we could do that, but if we do, the price has to go up because somebody has to pay for those warehouse costs and somebody has to pay for this, and part of this is we're all sharing the cost of that. So it's something to think about. They wouldn't be $30 plushies. They'd be more like $40 plushies because we have to handle all of that expense up front. And we'll handle it up front, but it'll have an effect down the line. And we try really, really hard not to gouge you guys on price. We make very little on everything we sell. Everything. We make like 50 cents on these stickers. Maybe.
The hoodies are
There
abysmal.
wasn't there like one item we put in and made like not even a quarter on it?
We make 23 cents off of a hoodie sale. 23 cents on a hoodie sale.
Yep, that was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. So we do not gouge the price up on anything. I think our best price margin, period, is like $7 on something.
Yeah.
And that's it. So. Yeah. So let's see. We've done our advertising. We've done this.
Somebody's actually asking a little bit more detail about the pricing on the plushies.
Oh, okay. Out of curiosity, what is the at cost for the plushies? Looking more like they'd be $40 to make. So because of the quantity that we got and the deal that I struck, the plushies are about $16.
Something like that.
$16 per at cost. And then we had to incorporate the tax into that because we had to pay tax on them getting them created. We then had to also incorporate the shipping to get them from China. Our sticker company's gorgeous. Peeps right. We had to pay the shipping to get them from China to us. We had to pay for basically the materials for boxing and tape and labeling and such. The labor has been donated for free. People don't get paid for doing this. So when people came out to help us in May when we had our big rush of about 30 or 40 orders.
We paid them with pizza.
That all just came out of my pocket. Toko's didn't pay for our food or anything like that. So when we did all of that together, when all the shipping is done.
Oh, don't forget what extended.
Yeah, extended is its own thing. So when all shipping was done and they were back to us here in Arizona, it was about $23 altogether with tax, with shipping, with all of the costs, minus any sort of labor, because obviously we're all just donating that for free as we do. And then we upped it to 30 because 30 gave us just enough of a cushion that we didn't need to sell all 250 to recoup our losses. I believe we are incorporated in Texas technically, so you would want to go and look at the Texas LLCs to find us, because technically Bork is our incorporated officer. So that's where you would find business information about us. We do pay tax every year. Well, we do now. Since we took over ourselves, we pay tax and do things correctly.
We're legit.
We are very legit. So we were able to, so it's about $7. That's the one we get the biggest margin on. And for Canada shipping, what we had to do, because when we were looking at Canada and we were looking at the EU, the shipping costs per were like $60 or $70. And it was bonkers, and we didn't even know why, because like they're just so expensive. And we can't do anything about the tax you guys have to pay when it gets there. Like we handled, actually I think we did handle the tax.
Yeah, when the big
but
box
it was
out there.
So what we did is we took a big box of them. We've thought about it, but we do have like 50 admins, and the moment that they are no longer volunteers and we are paying them, they are employees, and that means we have employees in like 50 different states and other countries, and that is a legal nightmare.
Such a mess.
Yes. Exactly. There's a lot of overhead that comes with that. Becoming
we're not quite big enough for that yet.
Yeah, we're not quite big enough, and we don't have a steady enough income to do that. So, as I was saying, we got these big boxes. We filled them with iPacks and stickers and other stuff, and we shipped one to Canada to Paws, and we shipped one to the EU to one of our admins there, and I don't know if she wants us to say who she is, so I'm not going to. And then we made the extended ship, which is basically you're paying the tax for it to get there, you're paying the shipping cost for it to get there, and you're paying the reboxing and reshipping cost, but you're sharing that first big cost with a lot of people. So we got it all down to $27 to Canada and the EU. That's the best we can do. We got it down as low as possible. I mean, if you really want to get technical about this, Elemental, I'm the HR department. It's me.
You're also the CIO.
I'm also the Chief Technology Officer and the Chief Operations Officer. And Bork is the CEO. And most days I'm the Chief Financial Officer as well. Oh yeah, no, we're still totally in the hole for the plushies right now.
Oh yeah. A lot.
I do wear a lot of hats. My superpower is getting shit done.
Yeah.
You remember the little event that we just threw on Tokotas, where it was Borga versus Nagi?
Mm-hmm.
Firewood and balloons? Yeah, I was back from a 2-month vacation from Tokotas for 2 days. No, they can't stop me. They've tried. I'll stop myself when I feel like it. They can't. They have so tried. And in fairness, I am not the person in charge of Tokotas. I just do a lot here. And if I wanted to own Tokotas, I already would. I had a moment. I'm such a liar. Where that I had the group. It was mine, and nobody could do anything about it.
That was an interesting week.
Yeah,
actually,
it was, because I don't
think... It was a lot of fun.
None of the managers were prepared for what I was going to do that week, and then it happened. That was the week that we properly got all of our debts squared away, and it's the week that we got the group in our names, and we got everything sorted. But in that time, there was an issue where the group would not go to the mule we wanted it to, so Morgan gave me the group, meaning Demonic Rose was sitting as the group's founder. And I was like, I looked at that and I was like, well, this is the moment. If I'm usurping power from everybody, it's mine. And I guess I could just kick it. Yeah, no, I had it for like, I think an hour, because that's how long the cooldown is before you can pass the founder along again. And then I passed the founder along, and I was like, nah, I don't want to be in charge of Tokotas.
And then you became mom.
And then I became mom.
I don't think anyone would have argued with that.
I feel like they may not have. They probably wouldn't. I get away with a lot. I only recently became one of the head admins.
You were basically acting as dad anyway.
Yeah, I was, but I was doing it without the responsibility of having to do it and getting away with it because Paws and Bark never told me no. I mean, other people got in trouble for doing way less than the crap I pulled.
Well, it kind of literally went like this. Jill came to me and Bark and was like, "Can I be a dad?" And we were like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's how it went. Jesus, you guys.
I swear before it was, Jill, you need to be a dad. And you're like, no. And we're like, Jill, you need to be a dad. No. Fine, I'll be a dad.
And we have closer to a 2-year plan than a 5-year plan. And we are not interested
No
in
pay to play, though.
Into pay to play style thing. We're not interested in killing you with microtransactions. The digital goods that everyone buys right now do finance all of the new art, all of the new content. Like the digital goods alone paid for the new art assets for all that line update, and that's like awesome. We make money off of it, but it all stays in the group. Yeah, exactly. And as Lewis says, we're always wary about letting stuff know ahead of time because it's killed us because of some previous owners and some previous planning that was poorly executed. So we're all trying to avoid that now. So in my head, there's a 2-year plan for where we should be in 2 years, but we're not looking at moving into a pay-to-play game. We like having merchandise because we want it as much as you want it. So we're going to make stuff if we can, but that's it. Oh no, I'm happy to. How far are we going into the website? Will breedings be... I don't know if breedings will ever truly be automated, but breedings, in my copious amounts of free time, will be updated soon. And the activity roller will be getting a massive update soon. Not to the numbers, just to the... We're not looking to move off DA either. We really aren't. We aren't going to do it unless someone forces us off of DA. Yeah, we're going to do our best not to leave DA. We don't want to. We like DA. This is where our people are. We just... Having our extra platform gives us the power to give you, control. Because prior to this, how long did it take to get a Dakota in your name?
God. Yeah.
Nowadays, it's 5 seconds. But even at the start of January, it was months, weeks, exactly. We want to get rid of that as much as we can without getting rid of DA. We do have plans for that. I know exactly how to get them to auto-generate activity forms, but my list of things to do is so insane.
It's never ending.
Yeah, it's like never ending, and I have to prioritize them with my sanity and with the other admin work I need to do.
Also, your full-time job that's gone insane over the summer.
Yeah, my full-time job's been actually kind of crazy this summer. You guys have no idea. So, what else do we want to talk about? What else? There's so many fun things. Oh, there are new items coming. Not a lot of them, just a couple.
Couple little...
I wanted to drop them before the sale. I really did. Just art and recipes and stuff just didn't collide at the right time.
That's a good question, Dreamer.
I don't know. I did say my superpower was getting shit done.
Also, inability to not work.
Also, an inability to not work. I wasn't blaming you, Cash. Like, there was half the art wasn't done either. We can talk about tribes, too. Okay, let me finish my... Let me finish my item spiel, and then we can move into tribes, just as you're asking. We're happy to answer. We can also talk about factions. We can talk about both of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to talk about both of them. We can talk about factions then. Happy to. So there are 2 new items coming, and I'm going to go ahead and tell all of you guys, the 30 people that are listening, what they are. So we have our lovely Dark Elixir. It has come up a few times. People have made the request. It would be really nice if there was an opposite item that allows us to aim for the lower color code, because sometimes people want the brown instead of the black,
or the Tundra out of a tawny.
Or the Tundra out of a tawny, because they're aiming for some color they're trying to pass or whatever. So we are making a light elixir that will work like a dark elixir, but it will guarantee you one of the lowest base coat possible. And if you put a light elixir and a dark elixir in the same breeding, they will hit different pups. But if only one pup is happening, dark elixir will win. So that's coming. Also, and I think Kaj knows the name of it better than I do. There is, oh yeah, you can totally apply both. There is a new tack trunk. Thank you. There is a tack trunk coming, which works like a creature cage, that allows you to take tack items off of your Tokota and put them back into your inventory, the same way a creature cage allows you to get a companion. So those 2 items are coming, and they're actually ready to go, but we do not want to drop them in the middle of a sale, because that's not fair to people who've already bought, like, crafting recipes, because, you know, meh. It's not fair. So they will be coming after the sale is done, probably with the September open. All right? So, yay, those are coming. Okay. And then factions. That came up. We want to talk about factions. So, myself, Dunn, and Discreet Skies are the big people working on the faction stuff. And I think you all realize at this point. Oh, I asked a podcast question, but oh, sorry, nobody was watching that. We should have been better.
I've been checking back and forth, but I must have missed it.
Okay, we will get
That's
to you.
a Kex question, so we can roll into that after
We
factions.
can roll in that after factions, promise. Okay, so words and sense and meaning and things, factions. So we're the big 3 that are working on it, and our thing is not that factions are broken, but we did see, like, we were polling people very low-key, we were talking about things very low-key, and there are people who absolutely love their faction, and that's great. You should. But a lot of what we got is, oh, factions are fine. However, there's this, like, thing over here that needs to change. And one of the surprising things that came up a lot was PL people saying, oh no, factions are totally balanced, but PB should probably have a bigger bonus to this, this, and this. And we were like, PL is telling us it's balanced, but then also saying that we need to fix everything? That sounds like it's not actually balanced to everybody.
Nope.
So the goal was to try and find a more balanced manner of doing this. And we tossed out a poll, I want to say a month ago at this point, somewhere around a month ago. We tossed out that poll saying, here are ideas. And the ideas were we would add 1 more faction, we would add 4 more factions, or we wouldn't do anything. And even if we add these factions, it's just a beta, meaning it's not set in stone. If it goes completely sideways, we can just go back to what we were, okay? So the poll happened, and by enough of a margin for us to feel comfortable with it, 6 factions won the poll. No change was behind it by about 20-30 votes last time I looked. I haven't been on there in the recent weeks. And then 3 factions was behind that by about 10 votes. So 2/3-ish of the population. If we switch on, can we switch back without consequences if we choose? During the beta, you'll have switches. You will have the ability to switch back and forth. And if we decide not to keep things, then
There'll be a reset.
There'll be a reset, so everyone will get back into a faction. You won't have to worry about it. So 2/3 of the group says, hey, I would like to try something new. So we are. And we heard a lot in that poll of people saying they wanted a little more specialization. So I think you guys may have seen there's a new faction lore raffle going on, which we actually need to go put a close date on. Of all the things we forgot to do, a close date.
That was a crazy. It was Tuesday?
I think it was a Tuesday. I don't know. So we need to put a close date on that. In the many, I just like if we're not gonna do that because no faction just means no bonuses, and we're totally fine with you not being in a faction. Totally up to you if you don't want those bonuses and you don't want to be part of brawls and you don't want to be doing all of
but
that.
If we add bonuses to neutral, it's no longer neutral. It's just another faction.
Exactly. If we add bonuses to neutral and that, it's no longer a faction. Oh yeah, I've been loving some of those lore raffle entries. Those are so good. We'll be able to take so much of that and craft the lore of these 4 new factions. And I have the original faction icon artist on the line to do the 4 new ones. So they will all match in style. And then we also have, well, I had, and I bet I can get her back because it's been a little bit since we talked, but I bet she'd be interested. We're also going to update all of the AOAs. I think you've all seen the neutral AOAs and how gorgeous they look. We're looking to get all of the factions new updated AOA art to match that, which will be an expensive endeavor, but we're going to do it anyway. So we're going to do that, and we're going to get Jolly Mutt in to do the icons, and then Cray will vectorize them as she does, so we'll be able to do lots of stuff. So we're going to do this beta. We're going to do it right. You don't expect to see it before January. So, yeah, do not expect this before January. It's very, very unlikely. We're spending 6 months taking our time. Well, I guess at this point we're down to 5 months.
Yeah, but I still count the initial lead up to this, all into this craziness.
Vectorize it. Yes. So we'll be working it all out. We've got a new format for the bonuses that has them having specialization. So not everyone has a breeding bonus anymore. However, there's still no bonus that's specific to any one faction. There's 2 primary breeding factions, and they both have the rare main bonus. So you can go to either one of them, but their secondary stuff is a little different. So you still have some choice in that, and the bonuses still overlap. So it gets that balance we were looking for with more of the specialization that a lot of people were looking for. And we'll get pretty art, we'll get write-ups, and in January you will have an awesome new beta.
We should have done reminders for both that and the Tokoween Wilds in the news.
Oh yeah, we totally can.
I thought about mentioning the Tokoween Wilds, but then I didn't.
We'll get a million more.
We have a lot going on right now.
Yeah, we do. Does anybody else have any faction questions they want to ask right now? I've given you a brief history and where we're going and when to expect things. And then we're going to be using that raffle as a way to do this. That raffle is also a little tied into a much more low-key project that people probably haven't realized is happening.
No, but I mean, it's staring them in their face.
I know, it is staring in their face. We are working on new starters. Our starters are very old. They're very... We love them, they're iconic, and they're not going anywhere, but we are... Oh. Is there a way we can do that? I'll get back to you in a second. So, we're looking at doing new starters. You've seen Prince Charming. You've seen, I believe it's Eveline.
Or Avelia.
Avelia. You've seen Avelia.
Amber.
Amber and Pearly. Those are the first starting waves of our new starters.
I think we might have... Did we ever actually get Kara?
I don't know.
There we go.
Oh, we lost Kex.
I don't think there'll be another 100% starter Shadow. Not happening. They wrote themselves into a corner with that before we got here. So, yep. Ridiculously powerful. Guaranteed dyers. That's not the point. Dyers aren't exactly rare anymore either. So, I know you had to ask. So, there will be new starters coming down the line. Expect, you've seen the Tokoween Wild Design Contest? That particular format we will be picking up and probably using to do starter design contests, perhaps with a little more guidance, such as we want this to be this sort of dyer, with this sort of coat, with a few more things of that nature. So, be on the lookout. We'll have more of those coming down the line. Okay. A new base coat colors planned? You mean like our...
Like swatches, or like adding something to our black, brown, tawny tundra? Because that would be complicated at this point.
Yeah, I think that ship has long sailed.
What color is even left besides green?
Give me green lilac. Let's go. Where's Cray?
Cray would bury us.
She would. She totally would.
I'm going after this.
That's a maybe. There's maybes on that. DC controls that more than the rest of us. But, you know, when the right occasion comes around, we might come out with more base swatches.
You had that question from Ellery, and then a PvP question back for Kex.
Okay.
Yeah, I can talk about PvP. I got a few things.
Oh, lore shirts. I'm working on it. We got the test prints, Darkheart.
Oh, that's right. They helped you do the
Yeah.
arrangement.
And the test prints didn't come great, so we have to do some updates. But we're working on it. Okay, so for Elemental, you're asking, I know exactly what you're asking. You're asking, is there a way that basically you can invest money into Tokos to help it go places? We don't have anything like that set up. We have talked multiple times about, how do I say it? We have talked multiple times about setting up something like a Patreon for the game. But the downfall of a Patreon is, what more do we give you when...
We don't want to pay to play.
Yeah, we don't want a pay-to-play game. So what more do we give you that other people don't have when you're paying us money, you know? So that's kind of where we're stuck on that, which is why usually sales are the way to do it, where give us your money. We will give you things for your money at least, and then we will take that money and we will use it in the game.
Getting closer to the freaking rock.
We're not in any danger right now. We're actually really good. Our bank account is healthy for a game our size. It's very healthy. We have decent retention at the moment, according to our website at least. And the things we do seem to be making people happy for the most part. Of course, there's always people we're not totally happy with. But, you know. Kofi, if people want to smoothly that your Tokotas online store needs higher value items. Yeah, it might. It might.
You know my vote. I think we need some new 6-stone backgrounds.
I know I want new 6-stone backgrounds. Find me a background artist that actually has time.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, if you're an artist and you're interested in being commissioned for the group, we have that new form set up in the news. So if you can do beautiful backgrounds, please tell us, and we'll come and pay you to do them.
Yes, please just take my money.
Always looking for artists around here.
Yeah.
We love giving new stuff, like, out. You know, makes the game more fun.
Oh yeah, it makes the game loads and loads of fun. We love it. It's just, you know.
We have artists we love working with, but we can't drown them in work.
No, we can't drown them in work. I have so much artwork that I need to get done that's nothing personal. It's all purely Tokotas for my 1,000 ideas that I constantly have. And now I have the ability to just pay for them and get them done. It's amazing. I can't tell any of you about it. I want to tell you guys so bad, but I can't.
Tell me about it.
I'm not going to tell you about it.
What are we telling them about?
Well, you remember that thing that I decided that I was just going to do because there was no reason for us to have not done it already?
Oh,
and
that
then
thing.
I went and, found a bunch of artists, stuck them in a room, and told them to do it?
Oh.
Yeah, that thing.
Okay, I'm back on. I got this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what this thing is.
Oh, Kex, you're so sick. I'm so sorry.
The structure's been set up with the website so that we can handle the growth in the user base. That's why we had to move to a website, because it was no longer feasible to not automate certain things like crafting. Just, all I'm going to say...
Do you want to give them a hint?
All I'm going to say is you should really be paying attention to what Cash is doing right now. Because what Cash is doing
that thing.
is very, very important towards the group. Just nobody realizes it yet.
No,
Don't
I know what
litter.
thing we're talking about.
Yeah.
Kex was just lost. That's all.
Pay attention
What else
to the
is new?
outposts then. That might be helpful. So, Cash has been handed the keys to a lot of shiny, shiny things and told more is coming. Go make it cool.
So shiny, I've seen it. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, it's amazing. We picked well. But because I handed that job off to that person, they are now stuck for the next 3 months on that. And then I have to give them a couple months break so they don't burn out on Toko art, which means I now need to find the next person on my list to get the next thing done. It's how it goes.
Oh, goodness.
And I think she's referring specifically to, like, our merch, which we should consider an advertisement for that, like, popping it in places. But I still need to do my research on it. I haven't done the research.
They might also be talking about ads on Tokota, which I don't think we're interested in doing.
We don't really want ads on Tokota. We don't.
No, thank you.
Oh, you're talking about the RP group thing? If it's still a nose name, then,
We have it. I have access to it.
I think Paws is using it.
yeah, okay, so it's pauses for the moment. It's ours. I just don't think anything's happening in there right this moment for you.
I think you have a new friend, Jill.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no current plans for that group, but we snagged the name and we might use it for something in the future. Not sure. Can't really tell you.
You know what I've
yet.
got in mind.
Oh, that's right. Dun's plan, which I adore and I want to do too.
I just need to stop getting distracted on other projects of ours.
All my other projects, yeah.
That's in the 2-year plan.
Yeah, it's in the 2-year plan.
2020 would be a nice launch for it, I think. I think I can get it rolling by then.
Exactly. And to give you guys a hint about that, right now, all we play is the Arctic North. Well, there's a whole big world out there, so perhaps we should go explore it a little.
Hell yeah.
So I've always wondered, what do Sphinx Tokotas do in the winter? It's too cold for them. Where do they come from?
It's almost like they're kind
Where
of
do they
native to
go?
an area like
Where did you
around
come
here.
from, Cotton Eye Joe?
So, we have a very, very nice write-up in the middle of its second draft. We want to do more than just throw lore at you, though. So, we're working on
Other things
to come along with it as well. But that requires us to clean up a couple things in the game at the same time. Our poor activity rollers. Oh my god. They would kill us if we added another activity.
Oh.
They can barely keep up.
Can Islua make the knife emoji in this chat? I'm not
If
sure.
she could, we'd already have it.
Oh yeah, there she is.
Serious question. Other species. It's in consideration. It's in my what if document. There's no true work put into it, but again, I'm always up to some sort of shenanigans. And then, of course, you guys all know that Toki has become its own. Expect a proper scientific name for Toki to be coming along very shortly.
Get on it, Paws.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What? Why me?
You're the scientist.
You're the person with the PhD.
You're the science person.
That doesn't mean I know Latin.
You're
Yeah.
more likely to.
Than us. It's true oh, Bark's not in here, right?
No.
Okay. So every
Or
now
maybe,
and then
I don't know.
every now and then we mock Bark as the dumb dad. And it's not his fault. It isn't, because he's a super smart guy. It's just
Only every day.
yeah. It's just that Paws,
Oh shit, is that Bark?
he might be, is our PhD dad.
Oh
And while
no. Shit, it is.
and while Jill was a college dropout, she's a computer science person.
Bark, we love you.
And Parker's our dad that plays well. But he's super important
Yeah,
to the group.
we're just kidding. We love him.
Oh, we do. We function because we have Bark.
Bark is that leveling influence on you two.
He is. He stops us from doing a lot of things we shouldn't do. at all.
And feeds us floor cereal.
He does feed the children floor cereal. We're slightly concerned
floor
about that.
cereal. But we have to build our immune system somehow. Obviously, I haven't had enough floor cereal.
Exactly, Kex. That's why you're sick.
For anyone who's confused, I don't know when it happened, but in the admin chat, we do have nicknames for things. Like when we get new admins, we call them badmins, like baby admins. It just happened. And one of those jokes that happened was the highest tier of admins, because there are basically the people who make the financial decisions and choose the future of Tokotas. Those are the highest level admins. Then there's the managers who choose what's happening in that department, who do the hiring for that department, ensure it goes well. And then there's the admins who do all the shit that needs to get done in the group. And don't be confused. The highest level admins, the managers, also have to do all of that shit as well. These are extra jobs on top of what you're doing. If you don't meet quota, you're in just as much trouble as the badmins. So at some point in time, somebody started calling one of them Dad. We don't know why.
It was back with Lock and Cage.
It was back with Lock and Cage when they were the dads. And,
It was before my time.
yeah. So they just started calling him Dad, and that's how the highest level of the group became Dad. So, except I'm super, like, feminine when I want to be. So I was like, can I just be Mom? So it's 2 dads and a mom.
Somehow I got stuck being dad.
You should have just asked
That's
to be
okay.
Mom. It was literally that easy. But your level, if you look on Tokotne, and I don't care if I'm pronouncing it, I'm not going to take any crap from you guys. I say it how I say it.
Tokotna.
Tokotne.
Tokotna.
Tokotne.
Ah.
So on there, anyone with trainee is a badman who hasn't been granted full rights yet. And if you want to become a badman, we have a new persistent hiring document where you can go and drop in an application so that a couple of our departments I know are about to go on a big hiring boon. They may tap you from that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, activities needs you badly.
Please.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Floor cereal. You were explaining floor cereal.
So as part of this
Floor
dad,
cereal.
for a while before I became Mom, the group had 2 dads. We had Bark and we had Paws. And they were talking about the sort of dads that they were. And Bark just says, with like the straightest of faces, that he's the sort of dad who would spill cereal on the floor and then have you eat it. Floor cereal. And we were like, I believe you. So that's where floor cereal comes on. Because that's what Bark feeds to the admins.
He just throws Cheerios on the floor like we're ducks or something.
Eat, children, eat. Yeah. Mm.
Oh my god. Where were we going?
Oh, we're just having fun now.
Oh, that's fair. Did Kex get to answer the PvP thing?
Hey,
No.
Kex, you should answer
Jill
that.
wouldn't shut up.
I know, I'm so sorry. I'm all the talk right
Scare
now.
you? How do I scare you?
It's okay, Jill. I love you anyway.
Yes, answer the PvP question.
Okay, so, no, they do not stack. You no longer use CE traits in PvP. They have been replaced. Much easier to balance that way for my poor self who has to do it. So, yeah, now you only have 3 instead of, like, 30.
But that does mean Kex gets to work on new bonuses and new things for PvP
Yes.
to make it more unique.
I have more things coming next month, actually. I was going to do it this month, but we had so many things, I just put it off. We're going to have, I guess you would call it a competition to see who can get the most PvP wins in the month. And they'll get something shiny, but I don't know what the shiny thing is yet because I have to ask Mom what I can give you.
You can, well, I'll probably say yes to something. Like, you know.
I mean, it's only 1 prize, so.
Yeah, so I'd be okay with something like an elemental heart or an elemental heart and a stone of IPAC and
crazy shit like
yeah.
that.
I can be talked into giving crazy shit as long as it's only one person. I'm not done.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh yeah, shade. Feel that shade.
That's mean. I just like showering people with gifts.
And what happens when you do that?
They get spoiled.
They get spoiled.
Done. This is why we're twins.
Yeah. So you can ask your businessy questions. I'll do my best to answer them. And usually it's expected that you show up, get trained in your department, and then you meet quota. And your quota is determined by what you're doing. So show up, don't be a dick, get trained, do your quota.
Yeah.
That's what we ask of
that's
everyone.
being an admin. Mm-hmm. And then having 35 projects that you're a part of.
No, that's not normal.
So maybe we should explain what a quota is.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, because we're so used to this word. So what is it? It's like 75 redeem comments for bank quota these days?
Yeah. So quota is how many comments you must process a month. And now, don't get me wrong, missing a week of quota is not the end of the world. Mm-hmm. But people who miss lots of quota, we track this shit. We notice. Mm-hmm. That's when we lose admins, because we're busy. We can't hold somebody. So you'll see people who go off the team and then come back on. Mm-hmm. Like, that happens because they're like, I can't do quota for the next 3 months. So off the team they go, and then they come back, and they're around for 9 months. And, yeah, that's how you lost the last two, because it was all quota. And school. What if we do stupid things where the first month we start, we do everything, and no one has anything left to comment on? Yeah, that's happened before.
Happens in CEs.
The other people will still get their quota if there's nothing to do. I will answer.
We'll throw a party in your name if you clear everything in a month.
If you can clear all of the activities by yourself in a month, we'll love you. Yeah. And you can help in other areas if you're trained. We try and get cross-training going on. If you can clear activities on your own, we'll cross-train you in DC.
Yeah.
So that you will never be tempted to clear activities again.
We will kidnap you and put you in the basement and feed you so you can just do activities all the time if you can do that.
Yeah, basically. And, okay, so slots, that question, I will answer that for you. So every Tokota has only so many times they can breed in their lifetime. Each one of those breedings is commonly referred to as a slot. And you can give or sell those slots to people. Sorry, my little sister's texting me. She just loves to show up in these moments. I'm telling her not right now.
Oh, is it Rosie?
It's Rosie.
Oh, Rosie.
Because I haven't talked to her like twice in the last 24 hours. So you can give those slots to someone else. So when people are selling slots, they're selling the use of one of their breedings to that Dakota. Does that make sense? Do you ever see us meet in person? We are working on having a better social media presence right now. We do have someone who's volunteered to start puffering up and fixing our YouTube. I am really crap at social media.
So am I.
So this is one of those things that I'm not so great on. But we are working on finding people to handle our social media so that we can have a Twitter presence, we can have a YouTube presence, and maybe something like an Instagram presence, because it feels like an appropriate place for us to be too. So both Dakotas need to complete ROF to use slots. Yes, they do. They need to complete their rites of fertility. Judge, yes, both Tokotas. Did I see Mizzy too? What now? Did someone say social media presence? We're working on it. We are. Yeah. Actually, it's Spam who's working on our...
She has her first video. She recorded the first video she's editing right now.
Yes, so we're trying to get YouTube up, and she's going to try and do some very low-level guides for how to do some markings and how to...
I think Okapi's helping her with that one too.
Exactly. So people on the team who have the ability are working on it. I'm trying to talk Locke into doing all of our Twitter and Instagram, because she has the skills.
She do.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm. I just have to turn the pressure up on her to make her do it.
Oh, don't be mean to Locke.
I'm not
Our
gonna
poor
be-
grandpa.
I'm not going to be mean to her. I'm just going to turn the pressure up and tell her that Dakota needs her to step up and do this.
You're so mean.
I'm not mean. I'm okay. I'm a little. I need her to do it.
Oh my goodness.
It can't be me. I don't understand half of the acronyms that exist.
Oh, come on. Neither of us are social media savvy. We're horrible millennials.
Oh yeah, no, we're the worst millennials. What was it?
Me too.
OTL. Years.
Oh, come on.
Years.
I used that.
I
You
know, but
could've
I
just
I
asked
didn't know what
me.
it meant.
It's a person.
Yeah, I got that now.
Oh.
You know how long
me a
it took
while.
me to figure that one out?
That one was really hard.
Anyway.
ORZ's the same thing, too.
Oh, is it? See, I had no clue about that one either.
Oh, Jill. Come on.
I'm just, I know. I'm so out of touch, and yet I'm the person in charge half the time. You do have to
At
go
this
through...
point, probably.
You need to go through a training to get you up on how the website works. And then you probably will still have basically like a little ramping up period of a couple weeks.
Mhm.
Just to make sure that you actually are back in the swing of it. But not like a big formal training like before. I mean, we have a bunch of bankers who bail all summer and then come back.
Mhm.
And we're fine with that. We have one that bails in the winter and then comes back.
Bank's overstaffed, but that lets us go do other things,
Yeah, bank is super overstaffed.
as I'm sure you guys can tell this month.
Don't assume for a moment that that means our job is easy. We still have to do all the other things. It's still time consuming. It's just that
We're all workaholics.
we're all workaholics. I hired well. I hired very well. / Kara hired very well. And we
Oh my god, Toko's TCG. Remember when we talked about that?
I know how we would do it.
I know, we need to do it.
It's okay. I know exactly how the rules for it would work. I can think of a whole bunch of cards in my head to make it work
And
as
you have
well.
all the game industry contacts.
Artists is the problem.
And I am published in the game industry, so I do have contacts to people who made things like Legend of the Five Rings, and I don't have anyone to poke them on, but I do know some of the guys who are involved in Magic. So like I have this shit. However, it's so expensive. Like you have no idea how expensive. We are talking minimum $10,000 project. And I do not have $10,000 to blow on a card game that probably won't go anywhere.
No, because they never do.
Uh-huh.
They never do.
Well, it would make a nice collectible, at least, for people who are interested in buying that kind of thing.
You know what's more legit? That random idea that came up in our friend chat.
That is true. Our friend chat had a very random idea of having a Tokotas tarot set.
Tarot.
Whatever. I'm going to say however the fuck I feel like it.
I love you, Jill.
And I love you too. So that one came up of maybe splitting the art up for that and doing a proper tarot deck with that's all
There you go.
tokified.
We love you, Jill.
Yeah,
We
I
do.
know. I don't pronounce things correctly. I don't sound half as smart as everyone thinks I am once they actually talk to me.
Well, everybody who doesn't know that's your fake accent. You don't have the right phonics.
Okay, yes, I know. This is my fake accent, and my phonics are all messed up because of this accent. It's a disaster. So
Can we do the real accent, please?
Oh, Paws.
Every time
I
that comes
know.
up.
Oh, Sun does it on purpose.
I do.
Like, literally on purpose. I can
'Cause I
see in your
love it.
face.
We should have done this while Ruth was here because you couldn't turn it off.
Oh my god, I couldn't turn it off at all. It was so bad. Okay, fine.
It's amazing. You guys have to hear it.
Alright, fine.
It's my favorite thing.
Fine. We will forget the fake accent for a very short period of time. So this is what I actually sound like. My other accent is my fake American accent that I use because I deal with Americans all day, but this is my real proper Scottish that I use with family and sometimes when I'm in the house because I'm not actually American. I just pass as one really well.
And the collective mind goes crazy again. Every time. Best party trick ever.
Well, yeah. And I mean, I've got very, very good control over my accent at this point, so I can switch between my accent and, like, in the middle of sentences, and if it's a long enough word, like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, I can switch in the middle of words.
Oh my god, that was so beautiful.
On paper, I sound like a really fascinating person.
Don't let her fool you. She's just as fascinating in real life.
On paper.
It's true. This is why I'm constantly trying to get you guys to hang out with me.
What did Flicka tell you at Gen Con?
You are exactly like you are online.
Yeah, that's about right.
She said that to me while we were standing in line. And I was like, that's fair. I am.
As advertised.
Yeah, I am exactly as I'm advertised. There is no online persona here.
Oh shit, we have Flicka. Hey, Flicka.
Flicka and I had loads of fun at Gen Con.
I should have went. Damn me.
She might come next year. It sounds like we may have a whole posse to come out next year.
I think everyone's going next year.
Well, we'll see. It'll all hinge on Jason in January.
That's true.
Because he said he wants to go before and then found out the price. But this time he knows the price going in.
That's true. I think I'm settled on going. I would like to return to the Midwest where it's nice and makes sense.
Yeah, I did tell you a lot. It depends on where you are, Peep. Because I meet random people online a lot.
We have Ezzy and Newt come up to visit us all the time.
We do.
And Kex.
Tokotas Con is $15,000 to make it happen. Okay? It's a low-key goal that I'm working on. To have an actual con with panels and a small dealer room where people can set up and, like, sell their art and do shit like that. I am not in the UK. I now live in America. That's why the accent.
Yeah, buy stuff, guys. TokoCon, we want it.
Mm-hmm.
Just buy things.
Oh, looks like Peep is East Coast, so...
Oh, so are you up in the Maryland area then?
Because, I mean, you're going that way.
Because I'm going out that way in May. Yeah, my little sister lives out there, so I will be out that direction in May for her graduation. So perhaps in May, if you're still playing Tokotas at that point, it's a possibility.
I mean, you got enough East Coast people out there. You can meet up with Hay and
Yep.
Copper and all them.
If you come to me, I'll buy you dinner, as it goes.
Yeah.
So that means, done, we need to look at Disney in April.
We might need more wiggle room than that.
It's true.
You have to come out to Arizona. You have to come to me, and I buy you dinner. That's
Unless
how it
we
works.
happen to be in the region.
Unless I have to be in the region, like how I happened to be in the Indiana region and ran into Flicka. Ran into / planned.
Yeah. Or, you know, Vegas to see Kex.
We missed Marcy.
We missed
so
Marcy.
close.
And we're technically in LA all the time.
Canada! Come to Canada.
Paws, you're $200 to get here and back. You can come to me.
Seriously, just come go to Disneyland with us, you bum.
For 21 years, how did I miss... I'm working on that TokotaCon. I know what I need to do. I researched it. I know where we can have it. I know prices. I know the right hotels to get discounts on things. Like, and it's right by an airport, too, to make the commute simple from the airport for people. Like, I have a plan. I really do. It's just, you know.
A little much to come out of our pockets.
Exactly. If I could have afforded it myself by now, I would have done it. Because I feel like a lot of you nerds would have found the money to come out to TokoCon.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get there, Jill. We'll get there.
Uh-huh. Low-key goals. And I have the resources to pull it off.
Is it low-key if you talk about it in Discord all the time?
Yeah, it still is.
Is it? Because plushies were one of those low-key goals, and look at my closet.
Yeah. I succeed at my goals. Kex sent me a wonderful little meme about
See,
it.
here's what we do. We take all the extra plushies to TokoCon, and then nobody has to pay shipping.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
You better believe we will.
Plane ticket's so much cheaper than shipping.
For some people, yeah.
I mean, if you're there already.
Yeah, so TokoCon. that will happen if I get my way. I've contemplated kickstarting it, kind of like MaricopaCon rolls.
That's not a bad option.
But that's still, it's expense everyone's got to pay up front, but I guess you're buying your badge in at that point, and then...
We'd have to make sure we have all the content squared away ahead of time, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we do a Kickstarter.
We would, but we could also do a certain level of rewards where you are signing up to do a panel, and that's what this level is.
That's true.
So get like $10 off if you're one of the 30 panels that's going to happen.
That's true.
And then like basically signing up to do 4 hours at the artist booth, you know, and that's how you got your ticket. Is you're basically signing up. I will show up for 4 hours and sell sketches of Tokos at the artist booth.
Yeah, that's true.
And basically, all of those things that we need to fill, making them reward tiers, just specific limited reward tiers, and then having like, okay, well, I'm not going to do a panel, I'm not going to do an art thing, I'm not going to host an anything, but I want to go, so I'm this default reward tier. Our stretch goals would be minor at best.
Well, yeah, because we're not really looking to. Yeah.
Yes, stuff like how to use Psy, how to use Photoshop.
What even is Psy? Because God knows I don't know. Love you, Cray, if you're listening. Hi, Cray.
Exactly. Let DC run some stuff for like how to actually do these. Have just things where you can sit down and here's what we're doing in Tokotas for the next 2 months. Like, here's what we're working on.
Or, game design panels literally walk through the process of a lot of our systems and why they work the way they do.
Exactly. Stuff like that is the panels I have in mind. It would be amusing to have, like, speed sketch contests and things like that with, like, little prizes for the winners where you sit down, 15 minutes, draw an activity, go. And then do, like, crowd voting, where it's just cheer for the one you like the most.
2-hour panel.
Exactly, behind the scenes stuff,
and graying.
Exactly, all this sort of stuff. Where,
oh look, we have Seth.
Things that people want to know about Tokos and they would like to come and enjoy, and give people a chance to sell their art and their merch and their lit and things of that nature.
Oh man, I will spend so much money.
Make a whole community about it and have it somewhere nice that we can all go and we can all feel safe with our con.
With our Toko nerds.
Exactly.
Because Mount IPAC was the most awesome thing ever, and I can only imagine TokoCon would be better.
If someone came up and said, hey, I donate my coding skills to make something for you guys, would you let that happen to make a game? That sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what we did like 2 years ago?
Yeah, two years ago, I was like, I'm super spiteful at someone. Can I build you a bank?
And here we are with
Tokota. And here we are. But they paid me for the rest of it. We are interested in things that you want to make. We are. We just have so much going on. If you've got a proposal, write it up, send it to the group. We'll do what we can.
It'll get to the right eyes on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we all donate our time and skills, so why wouldn't we look at someone else who's trying to? Yeah. Oh, the old bank.
We should have a retro day.
I don't want a retro day.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
No.
Come on.
None of the admins would enjoy that, except you, Dun.
Yeah, why would you?
Because you're a weirdo, but I love you for that. So
because it's the only
carry
reason
on.
I can spell.
What, like go back to banking on a Google Doc or something?
See,
Yes.
look at this thing. No.
Oh my God, Cray, you're right. April Fools. I know what we're doing for 2020. Let's go.
I liked our googly eyes last year.
Oh, googly eyes were so great.
I was so proud of that idea.
We found so many hierarchy mistakes. It was great.
I know. It was so useful.
Oh, you poor child. She went looking for the Google Docs.
Oh, that's right. I remember, Rari. I think you were on the team when I joined.
Yeah. No, I murdered those Google Docs in the face as soon as I could. Like, literally, the moment I had the power to do it, I did it. I killed them. And I replaced it with the bank system. Yeah. I remember. So is it 2 years now? We're at 2 years?
Yes.
Tokotas coming up on its second anniversary, I believe.
Yeah, because we started about this
So we've
time,
had-
actually, yeah. 2
Yeah.
years ago. We started bothering Cage for it.
We started bothering KH. So I want to say you missed it then. You, like, literally it happened as you left. So January 2017? Or was it 2000? No, it wasn't 2018. Was it?
Yeah, it was 2018.
It was later in the year, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. No.
2017 is
Can't
when
we just check
finally
the
did it.
logs?
We could just check the logs. That's why they exist.
Why don't you guys just believe me?
Don, what
Whoa.
day is that movie coming out?
Shut up.
Okay, then. So, yes, I think it was 2018 because we're coming up on our second year anniversary. Oh, no, thank you. We January 2018, it officially went live. We spent all of December moving the banks over. And I remember is Lua and I think Cash and you
And Aiden.
and Aiden did a couple, yeah. They spent like 2 weeks copying over people's banks. It was like,
Oh, I did that for hours on end.
that's right, Kex, that was one of the first things that we made you do. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It was not nice. It was horrible, but they did it.
Was that we were also trying to get the imports moved at that same time, weren't we?
Yes, but that wasn't happening because his Lewis boy came in and saved us.
Yeah. So
That
happened
died
this
very
year.
quickly. So yeah, we moved it over, and in January 2018, the new Tokotas site opened, and you would have thought we lit the world on fire with gasoline.
Yep.
Holy shit. That first week, people were just like eclipse level of screaming. Whew. And then they tried it.
And then they're like, "What do you mean I can just instantly transfer everything?"
Yes, it's in your bank, so just instantly transfer it. And they were like, what?
Oh, okay.
What do you mean I can just buy and sell at the trading post?
Oh yeah, no. Like, for the first week, anyone who was not an admin was screaming about it. Like, how dare you get rid of our Google Docs? And
Oh, and because we were requiring crafting items to be banked because it just was easier on
Oh,
cash at that
yeah.
point.
yeah,
Change is scary, but once people realized how great it was, they were right on board with it.
yeah, they warmed up. By the end of January, there was no more screaming. There was people who would just like, oh yeah, you were a beta. You were one of the first ones who came in so you could see stuff and we could make sure that the process was all working and nice and clean. You were one of our betas. I remember that. Like, once you get in there and you take a look at it and you discover that transfers were instantaneous and that all your items were there and you could see them and they were always in the same order every single time, and you could see how much TT and how many trait tokens you had and things were in certain places, and then the Tokopedia, so you could see what everything did. Oh, you did break things, but that's good because we fixed them. Yeah, like, we worked on all of that. The first thing that came out really was just a bank.
Mm-hmm.
It was with
We had a
with-
profile.
you had a profile,
Ish.
and we moved factions over there pretty quick. And we moved,
Tribes came next because Tribes was in February. I think we did the update.
yeah, tribes came after that. And then when your tribe moved over and a couple other things, people just warmed up to it insanely fast. It just took a month. And then the people who were still screaming at that point were people who thought we were leaving DA. But guys, we're coming up on 2 years and we still haven't left DA. Because we're not planning to, just like we promised. The imports are definitely controversial, and I don't blame people for being upset about some of that. I really don't. Because all of the, oh, hi, Luck. All of the things that they were upset about were completely legitimate things. I also felt bad when names got taken off of imports. I loved my name on there. But the trade-off of being able to instantly rename things and to have my lineages and everything instantly fixed and correct every time really was great, especially when I determined I could do it myself. And then when the owner moves off of there as well, now I just instantly get to transfer Tokos and have them transferred to me, and I don't have to worry about out-of-date info.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were really worried about the stripped down things, like, because we ran through a lot of the things when we were working on Kitsu,
Mm-hmm.
and then when we came over here,
We were just
we knew what we needed to get rid of. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and then the tack. That was one of the things you could get if everything moved to the site. Oh yeah, Rari, you can do that. If you log onto the site and you go to the Tokota, there is a little button. There should be about 3 of them for you. One says edit, one says ownership, and the other says tack. So if you go into edit, that's where you can rename, you can re-add new descriptions at the bottom.
Companion colors.
You can change companion colors at will. You can change like height and things like that. Things that don't have true game matters. No offense meant. Like, you can't change your main, but you can change all of your flavor about your Tokota as you want. If you go to ownership, that's where you can add co-owners, remove co-owner. Well, you can give up your co-ownership, and you can transfer Tokos. And if you go to tack, you can add traits, you can add companions, and you can add tack to your Tokota. You can also remove them on there as well, and it does all of the validation so that you're adding and removing the correct stuff. And you can now buy traits in the Tokotane trading post. You basically hit the trading post button, and there's a button at the top that says, like, buy traits or purchase traits or something like that. When you click on it, you can use your trait tokens to purchase traits now. So
we'll at some point have the upgrade to do all the soul pool stuff, but it's on your never-ending list.
Exactly. So soul pool stuff will be coming along too, and then there'll be a little soul pool button next to that tack button as well. So yeah, an instant gratification of crafting tack and applying it is beautiful.
Like you did for Mirage this week?
Like I did for Mirage this week. So the goal was to take a lot of stuff like that, which took forever before this. Because think about it, you had to go, Toko gets uploaded, it doesn't belong to you, so you have to wait for someone to transfer it to you. Then you have to wait for the crafting to finish on it. Then you have to go and wait for the apply thread. And applying tack to a Toko that you just bought could be a 3-month endeavor. And it's just because, there's...
Tack apps were very slow.
They were, because they were time consuming. They were hard. There was a lot of copy paste. There was a lot of removal. You had to validate. Manually. So, if we've got 6 pages of tack apps, which wasn't unreasonable, that happened all the time to us, and each one of those is 5 to 10 minutes of processing time, even if the entire bankers are doing full quota in there, we may not get through it this month.
Yeah.
So there's that. Cash was such a trooper. She was dealing with like 5,000 craftings a month. Yeah. And with all of the, updating of tiers and all of that, and she was doing it all on her own.
And recipe reveals.
Oh, on all the recipe reveals, and those are nuts because when recipes changed all that stuff. Yeah, and having to put old names on stuff, so, stuff like that. No, we don't have to keep giving out the password to the Toko accounts. Yeah, so we just removed a couple of those things for a little more instant gratification. And you guys giving up the name, the owner, and like the names on the lineages, agreeing that you had to wait till your items were in your bank to use them, things like that allowed us to do this. You guys had to sacrifice, but so did we, because we have to follow those same rules as well. We have to wait for our items to be in our bank account as well.
Just as much, for all the debate that goes on publicly, there is so much more debate behind the scenes in admin chat over every change, because we all feel super strongly on things.
Exactly. Like, everything that people were like, oh my god, I was like, yeah, this is the compromise. You guys didn't see the 3 months of the debate that happened to get here. That's true, and the hammer does say cash if you look close enough.
I know, it was so good.
Okay, we're coming up on 7, which means we've been going for an hour and a half now.
Oh, shoot. I'll Paws and Kex have anything since... Oops.
No. I think I'm about out.
Okay. So, I think we should wrap it up here. If You put 50 dominant personalities in a box and shake it out. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you have no idea.
I mean, even you and me can't agree on shit.
Everyone thinks that Jill and Dunn agree on everything. They're
No.
so wrong. We have insanely heated and angry debates. They just all happen offline. We come to a compromise, and then we show up with that compromise, so everyone thinks we agreed on it. I'm like, not even close.
No, we had like a 3-hour screaming match
About
about how
it.
dare you.
How dare? And now this is what we
And
think is good.
and then sometimes we get another screaming match from all of the members that see it, and they come around the second time. So
yeah,
there's always two waves of rage.
there is. I mean,
But that's how we get polished systems, honestly.
it is. So I'm not mad at anybody who just wants to, that you got an opinion, and I'm interested in your opinion. I'm not interested in you spitting at me. I'm not interested in you screaming at me. But if you have an opinion and you would like to calmly state that opinion, I'm interested in hearing it because you might have an opinion that's not been brought up yet.
100%. I love constructive feedback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same.
What is your rule? Don't just say I don't like it.
No.
Tell me why.
Yeah.
Or offer a solution.
Exactly. Poor admins. They had to get used to this very quickly when I was starting to run our brainstorming chats about things. Like, if I'm going to show you an art asset, I'm like, anyone says this is ugly or anyone says this is horrible art, I will fire you. And they know I'm not kidding. Don't you dare tell me it's ugly. You are allowed to tell me, I do not like this because of X, Y, and Z, and I would prefer it to be A, B, and C. I am very interested in that. I would like to know that. But if you come in here and you're like, well, that's just trash, away with you. I do not need you as an admin. I will replace you. I have no patience for
We're
that.
all delicate artists. Our egos are fragile. Be
Somebody
nice.
put time into that and effort into that, and it might not be your favorite, but you better not shit on it. I'll replace you. I don't care who you are.
Jill, I think that this is just too much. How dare you?
So we have very strict rules, and when I'm presenting just ideas, it's really hard, because even when there's not art there, I still don't want to hear you just scream, I hate it, because, okay, I heard you, you hate it. Moving on. You gave me no more than that. Mm-hmm. So I'll always be like, don't just say you don't like it.
Oh, Locke.
No, Locke's lying.
Locke was not fired. Locke stepped down because Locke is real-lifing.
Yes, Locke is real-lifing.
And we just haven't convinced her to come back to us yet.
So, when we're dealing with ideas, we also have, in admin chat, pretty strict rules of, don't just say I hate it, tell me why you don't like it, and maybe offer a solution.
Locke's here. You should turn up that pressure you were talking about.
Locke, I have a job for you.
It's going to take a minute because of the delay. Grandpa.
Yeah. So, you know how I'm, like, totally trash at social media? Apparently I'm, like, enough of a personality to, like, win a national championship on it, but not to run a Twitter. So, I feel like you were there in chat when I did that, weren't you? Yeah, I told you. You were there. So, whatever, I'll tell her about it later. It's not important for this. It's not Toko's related. So, I was thinking that perhaps you should do the job of running our Twitter and, like, an Instagram for us. Because you actually know how they work, and therefore you can just Twitter out our Tokos things. And then you have an admin job as well. Probably had more on it than when I ran the Twitter. Yeah, experience. You have more than the rest of us. All I posted was admin birthday.
That's legit, though.
Yeah, that's more than I post. Literally.
Just post puns and shit on, like, Happy National Taco Day.
Maybe, like, when we've got our new news stuff going out and stuff. See? There we go.
We just want to keep you forever, Grandpa.
Hired. Done. See?
See?
I get shit done.
Yeah, you do.
Perfect. Grandpa's back, dang it.
If you put in an application, it's very likely, Rory. I know a couple people who are going to that list tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It is 7 o'clock.
Yes.
It is time to shut this down so I
'Cause
can go
need
and
to finish my.
eat. Yeah.
Yeah, Nate has
hungry.
been whining at me to get dinner, and I told him he could eat when Jill's done. So,
Oh, Cash, silly. What time zone is that? Central? What
I
are we
don't
right
know.
now? Are we Pacific?
I think we're Pacific.
Okay, I think we're Pacific. Right
yes, you are.
We're Pacific. Sign up anyway.
You never know. I mean, both of us were pretty unknown when we got hired, and look at us now.
Wow.
Have you not seen
Oh,
Almost Lisa?
I've seen Almost Lisa.
Okay, as what
Almost
If Almost Lisa had been bigger, I was going to hit her up and ask to make it a shirt. But
Lock,
it wasn't big enough.
Lock, please tell me you have the original PSD of that. I will wear that shirt.
You
I would buy the crap
Oh,
out of
shit.
an Almost Lisa t-shirt.
Well, if you repaint it big enough for me, so that I have at least 300 DPI, sold. Okay. It's 7:05. We are actually shutting this down. It's happening. Because I'm hungry. I will quote you on that. I will ask you in a week.
I will ask
Let
Jill in a
Deb
week.
finish her dinner,
Mm-hmm. Hey.
since we made her stop eating.
Anyone who makes high quality art assets for Tokos, you feel free to hit me up if they're semi-decent and I can make merchandise out of it.
Hey, man. Our poster came out of, hey, look at how cool this is.
Yes, it
And
did.
now we have more.
And now we have
And I'm
more.
going to put them across this wall.
Yeah, you are. They're going to be gorgeous. Good night, my friends.
Bye, kiddo.
Okay, let's shut this down.
Did you eat any of your cheeseburgers?
I ate some of the fries, and you know we're still streaming, right?
Oh, oops. Are we now not?
We are now not.
Okay.